Good morning. This is things I would love for my children. I would love for them to see their created value, to understand the love of God, and to seek their identity first in being a child of God. And for my son, never having to be in that place where he seeks his identity in sports, but he's able to live freely because he already knows that he's loved and accepted, so he doesn't have to seek approval of man to get that. That way he can walk in freedom rather than being in bondage to that. When I was young, my struggle was that's where it was. I was a really good tennis player, but I didn't enjoy it as much because if I lost a point, that didn't only affect winning or losing, it affected my identity. But I pray for you. You always want more for your kids than you struggled with. And for my daughter, I want her identity to come from that same place, that she knows she's loved and accepted by God. And that gives her freedom. That gives her the ability to love unconditionally rather than conditionally. Be in that place where she can freely give because she knows who she is. That security that comes from being a child of God, the beauty of that. Now all of a sudden, you don't sell yourself cheaply. You are solid in where you are because you're secure in that. Your identity can never be taken away then. If it's rooted in having a guy in your life, then if you are rejected by that, it affects your identity. It affects everything about you. But I just pray that she can come to that place and learn from me, because that's another failure in my life. You just pray, I think, as a parent, that your kids don't have to go through what you went through. But in reality, we all have free will. So you just fill them up with as much wisdom as you can from your own failures, your own struggles, and pray that they choose a different path than you did, because I made a lot of bad choices in my life. And I've tasted freedom, and I've tasted peace and contentment, and that's what I pray for my kids. That the things that I ran to, those idols, you name it, like approval of man, the party life, all those things end up leaving you empty. But the one who will never leave you nor forsake you is God. And the fruit of the Spirit, that peace and that joy and that self-control, all those things come from God. So when we lay down our self-life, that's when we truly find life. And that's what I want more for my kids than anything else. And then you get to pursue whatever you're doing in its fullness. But you're doing it because you enjoy it. You're doing it because it comes from passion and the gifting that God gave you, rather than trying to do in order to receive. One is bondage, one's freedom. And I pray for my kids that both of you just walk in that freedom and understand the love of God, that He loves you, and seeing your created value. You were created beautiful. You were created as you are. And now it's just coming from that place, instead of striving to receive. And I just pray, my biggest thing too is just praying that God give you the wisdom to see if religion I just want you to run from. If somebody's saying you need to do in order to receive, if you have to behave in a certain way in order to receive, I want you to run from that and run into the loving embrace of Jesus. Run into the loving embrace of God, who loves you, who created you. It's just about you submitting your life to Him and trusting Him. That's what I pray for my kids. God bless y'all. Have a great day.